Beers, gunpowder, the national sport of Colombia. I don't know what can go wrong here. Buenos dias, chicas, and welcome to 24 hours in Bogotá, the capital of Colombia, and also known as the fridge of South America, because despite being on the old equator and not having any seasons, it is 2,600 meters altitude, so it's a little bit chilly. It's also the first place I've been that is a World Heritage Site purely for music, because they have 60 festivals per year and also 500 live events as well. So it's just absolutely ruthless scenes, ruthless energy. We had a little day exploring yesterday, but today is where the old magic happens. We're going to be testing out the national sport, which involves gunpowder and beer, so you know what I mean, what a perfect combination. Couple viewpoints, a little bit of brunch action and a little bit of museum, checking out the old town and everything in between, maybe a couple of beer warriors just to get the creative juices flowing. If you enjoy what you see, hit the old subscribe button. Still en route to 3k subs, and we're going to get straight into it because we're already up at Monseratte. Absolutely beautiful viewpoint up here. So you need to get the Funicular up. It's £6 per person return. That's your journey up and down, because that's what return says on the absolute tin, and it's just an absolute beautiful little spot. Great viewpoint over the city. You're about 3,100 meters altitude. You can walk up here as well, but it is going to take you about an hour and a half, and yeah, it's about 500 meters altitude difference from the center of obviously Bogotá, so do bear that in mind if you're going to battle up the steps. These were all the legends are coming this way. Obviously me and Em, we took the more scenic route on the Funicular today, obviously very similar to the one in Santiago, Chile. So yeah, for me, get the Funicular, enjoy the views. Today is not a day to be battling up the mountain. We're doing lots of hiking in the coming days, weeks and months, but yeah, just absolute ruthless scenery. You know, on this channel, you know me, absolute sucker for a viewpoint. Probably be my highlight of the day, but we'll be checking in throughout. Ridiculous scenery. I've seen quite a lot of videos up here at night time where it's all lit up and it looks absolutely sensational, very similar to the one in Medellin, which hopefully we'll be checking out in a couple of days time on the old Colombia World Domination Tour. But obviously it goes without saying, you come up at night, just be a little bit more careful. Obviously you've got the you get off at the Funicular. You can also get the cable car up here as well. The cable car is unbelievably steep, similar to the Funicular, but yeah, depends what you want. If you want something a little bit more sketchy, get yourself on the old cable car. But yeah, rolling hills on the backdrop. We've got the big fella in the distance over there. Yeah, it's just gorgeous scenery. Cable car in the foreground, background to where the Funicular is. There is a little restaurant, there is a little bar up here, and this is what most people come to. We've got Ella King surveying the kingdom, the sanctuary under a little bit of reconstruction at the minute. Seems to be the theme of our trip, always getting that. And then for you bird enthusiasts amongst us, they do have like a bird walk that you can do, which runs like parallel to this little road here, and there's this absolutely ridiculous amounts of birds. So Shady would be loving it. For me, it's all about the views. You know, one more little check-in and then we'll be flying back down the mountain straight into the old museum. But yeah, highlight of the day for me, I'm thinking it's going to be the viewpoint, but if not, it's got to be the beers and gunpowder, because that sounds like it's going to be absolute carnage. As always, questions in the old comments. What a beautiful start. Fernando Botero Museum, or the Borneo Museum by Colombian artist Fernando Botero in the Bones, free to go in. So obviously the team bringing you the goods as always. Speaking of the goods, I'll overlay the name of this place now. I found it online, silly reviews right in the centre of the old town, ridiculous amount of chicken. This is like, looks like heavenly chicken soup, but give a little taste test and then we're going to need a little review.
It's quite thick, but not what our usual chicken soup, but it's really nice. I approve, it's good.
Also comes with a little side of avocado, rice, corn, beans, sauce, mayonnaise.
Very strong with corn.
What's that?
Very strong with the corn, but it's good.
Rating out of 10?
6.57.
Room for improvement from the chef, but lovely little setup in here, little mezzanine up top bins. I'm liking it. Good vibes. We need to try this out as well at some point. We've not really worked out what it is yet, but we'll be back. Next up on the tour is Plaza de Bolivar. Unbelievable little setup, very much giving me Trafalgar Square vibes. When I read it, I was like, Plaza de Bolivia? I was like, we're in the wrong bloody country. But lovely little setup here. Obviously, you've got a few of the buildings, like the ones like Congress and like the governmental ones. And then on this side, you have Cathedral de Colombia. Lovely little setup, obviously scorned after what happened in Ecuador with the church situation, but all the churches and stuff that we've been to have been free to go into. There's been some people, you can probably just see them, I'll overlay because I took a better video before. Unbelievable shapes they're throwing around, very much reminiscent of Adam Crab 2016 in Missoula. Absolutely ridiculous setup as you're kind of walking, sauntering, flying through the old town historic quarter. There's literally llamas everywhere. I would say this is probably like, this is a super busy place, so if you are going to be annoyed of like people badgering you and pestering you, then this is probably not the one for you. Second time taking this video because some bloke was literally just trying to sell me some bracelets, and there's only a couple of times I could say, oh, no thank you on the video before, yeah, we had to reset, reload and go again. Loads of different like little food stalls, loads of little places to get a little juice and stuff, but yeah, I don't know, if you didn't tell me we were in Colombia, I think we're back in the UK with this setup here. Very much, as I said before, Trafalgar Square vibes, but yeah, lovely little setup. It's one of those, do you know what I mean? You're not going to come here and spend absolutely hours, but sort of walk, saunter, fly through. And if you are looking to pick up a little magnet souvenir, then this is definitely going to be the spot. But yeah, big fan of Bogota, big fan of, do you know what I mean, the historic quarter and stuff so far. Good buzz about the place, good energy. Obviously, we're here on a Wednesday, but it's absolutely Sergio Ramos in front of us. So yeah. Big fan. Any questions in the comments? Need to go find the king who's taking refuge in the old cathedral. But yeah, top draw. We are back at Asador. The service and the quality of food was so good yesterday. Get a little close on this. We've gone for the sauteed veg. We've gone for the jacket potato with sour cream, which I thought firstly, it's not going to work. And the steak was absolutely banging. But we've just been sauntering, flying about the old town, and we went to a place called Asador, something like that. I'll overlay it on the screen now. Emma King's exact words, it is the best coffee I've ever had. We've heard good things, Colombian coffee, and the first one was sensational. Normally, a little bit of sugar in there, a little bit of sucre, but not needed. Really, really smooth, really, really creamy. Straight 10 out of 10. And we went to the Gold Museum, which normally not really our vibe, but you know what? We're in new countries. We've got to push the boundaries, check new things out, and it was actually super interesting. Lots of history in there, and as it says on the tin, silly amount of gold. Get a little close up. I went for medium today because yesterday it was a little bit mooing on the old plate, but it might still be the same. To be fair, we're in trouble here, Jeff. How are we looking, Em? I think that's looking absolutely spot on. We'll go again with the taste test for the boys. Emma's behind the camera. She's not ordered anything, but. Right, one more little close up while I chew this. So in here, yesterday they were super nice when I came on my own. Like, sorting me out, not cooking in any sort of certain oils. They made sure they didn't put any soya in it. Cannot speak highly enough. One, at the service, but two, the food. Em was like, oh, can I have a coffee? And they were a bit like, oh, don't know. Yeah, anyway, so she's got a coffee has arrived, and the bloke is the nicest guy ever. I need to get his name to be fair. And he's like, he just went and made Emma one of his coffees. So if you, one, come for the food, but two, come for the service. The steak's banging. I know Em's going to want to try some. I can see her smiling behind the camera. And next up, we've got the gunpowder and the beers, the national sport of Colombia. See you in there. The team have landed. I'm going to have to talk quite heavily into the mic because there's music pumping in the background. It is a good atmosphere. We're playing the Colombian national sport of Tejo. We've turned up. They don't speak any English. We don't speak any Spanish. And they just give us both a beer. And we're throwing rocks at gunpowder in a little satchel. Going myself, RM?
Yes, I think I am beating Gareth.
It's 2-1. 2-1. The Kings lost ahead. I'll put some highlights on. If you're hearing this, it means we've not been copyrighted. But Em, you've got to hit it now. This is your chance to strike. On camera. Come on. But yeah, unbelievable little game. You've got to throw the rock and you've got to hit one of these little purple discs. If you get it in the middle, I believe it's 6 points. If you get it in the middle and hit the pink things, you get 9 points. Basically, throw it till it blows up and it's absolute carnage, and you celebrate with a little beer wari. Oh, jeez! 24 hours in Bogotá, boxed off, unbelievable day, silly energy across the city. Of course, we're going to need some final words from Em. What's your highlight of the day, Em? Talk to me. Talk to me.
Can I do two?
Ooh, okay.
Okay, wait, I'll split it up. Activity, definitely the gunpowder.
Do you remember the name?
Begins with T.
Yeah, that's good enough. Tejo.
And the coffee. I can see why everyone says Colombian coffee is the best.
Yeah. There's other substances that do fire it up a little bit more, but you will not be seeing any of those on the old channel. Purely caffeine injections, maybe a few bats, maybe a few coffees. I agree with them. The gunpowder thing, I don't know any country in the world where you could do something as loose as that.
It's just like, I didn't expect it. I don't know if the camera picks up on it as much, but like how much of an explosion there actually is.
Yeah, I was jumping a little bit because not only when you're looking, it scares you, but then there's people next to you throwing them as well. Yeah. Absolute carnage. It was 80p a beer in there. And it was like £10 to play for an hour. Pretty good value. Another highlight for me was Monseratte Viewpoint. I think it's pretty top draw up there. Always a sucker for a viewpoint on this channel. Any questions, bang it in the comments. We'll see you tomorrow. We're heading to Salento. Remember, baby, the chef is always cooking. Let's get it.